Welcome to the Kill Count, where we tally up the victims in all our favorite horror movies. I'm James A. Janice, and today we're looking at Leprechaun in the Hood, released direct-to-video in 2000. In the Hood is an easy target for people looking to piss on the Leprechaun series, which obviously I love to do, because of its high-concept title and prima facie absurdity. And to be sure, it is a silly movie, with a painfully low budget and at least one pretty problematic component. But it's also one of the best acted and most character-driven entries in the series. Actors Anthony Montgomery, Rashawn Nall, and Red Grant play three hopeful rap artists trying to make their way out of the hood and bring a lot of serious emotion to their roles. I care way more about these characters than I do any Jen, Dick, or Morty of the previous films. But don't get too excited, because in the end, this is still a Leprechaun movie. But let's see how many kills the little shit racks up in this one. The movie begins with, wait, that's the beginning of the first one. It just has a new voiceover telling us the title of the movie we're about to watch.
Flee while you can. The future's not good, for no one is safe from a lep in the hood.
Next thing you know, Ice-T and a crazy afro wig are looking through a hole in the wall. Ice-T is Mac Daddy Onassis, and this is the 70s, as evidenced by his blaxploitation attire and the disco funk playing underneath the whole sequence. Mac Daddy gets pissed at his buddy Slug for talking about the malt liquor someone left in the subway tunnel, so he throws him through a wall, revealing a little room with a statue of Leprechaun, the medallion around his neck. So I guess we're continuing the lore from part 3 and pretending like the space movie never happened. You know what, that works for me. The new addition to Lep lore in this flick is a golden flute, which is the only thing Mac Daddy claims for himself. He tells his hair-picking pal to take whatever he wants, and Slug goes straight for the medallion, removing it from Lep's neck and waking up the Leprechaun from who knows how long a slumber. Lep could use a good hair brushing after all that sleepy time, so he grabs the pick and, oh no, he's probably just gonna kill that dude with it, huh? Slug backs up and drops the medallion, and next thing Mac Daddy knows, he's down a lackey due to a pick in the throat. I do like that Slug manages to take it out of his throat before he falls to the ground dead. Mac Daddy sees the nasty Leppy boy and starts pulling all sorts of weapons out of that prop wig of his, but Lep simply magics them all away and tells T to take a seat. But before Lep can spill that iced tea for good, Mac Daddy opens up a pipe that knocks the Leprechaun back and sends the medallion flying in the air at a perfect arc to land around Lep's neck. Ready for some low-budget filmmaking? Yeah, his transition to stone is done in friggin' Photoshop close-ups, and the end result is really an appalling sight. But the important takeaway of this cold open is that Ice-T wins. Let's jump to the present, which means the year 2000, in Compton, California. A rap trio led by Postmaster P is auditioning to get into a Las Vegas competition that could lead them to fame and acclaim. Real talk, although P's beats and rhymes are pretty weak, you gotta love the message he's dealing.
Postmaster P, y'all, positivity. The crew and me, we all got unity.
Yeah, man, P's my dude, talking about being good people and shit. Too bad they're kind of fuck-ups, and DJ Butch blows a speaker, ruining their audition and getting them tossed out. Then we witness the world's longest long take. And heads up, there are a lot of them in this movie, so you're gonna see a lot of those white flashes that I used to hide jump cuts. I just think the movie didn't have the budget to film scenes with different angles. But hey, you know what? They still made a movie, maybe by following P's mantra.
You just gotta think positive.
They go to a, dear God, no, another pawn shop? Yeah, where they try to sell a guitar to owner Jackie D, saying it was Hendrix's, but he ain't buying it. We learn a little more about the other characters here. Stray Bullet is a hustler who's trying to make it big no matter what, and Butch is a science nerd who also looks and acts like a Jordan Peele character. And Postmaster P?
Postmaster, what is that shit? You ain't never been in the military?
No, it's Postmaster P because I deliver a positive message, man, that's all.
They try the same Hendrix guitar trick with another store owner, Chow, but he doesn't fall for it either. With no money to fix that blown speaker, they're in dire straits when they see Mac Daddy Onassis, who has become something of a mogul. Stray is super impressed by his success, but Post dismisses him because he deals in gangster rap. When Mac Daddy stops his car to talk a little shit to him, Stray manages to convince him to give them a listen. Mac takes him to his office, where he keeps his frozen leprechaun, and listens to their track, offering some very measured criticism.
It's not much, but it's not the worst.
He agrees to take them on, but only if they're willing to change the direction of the music to a much more aggressive and violent type thing.
Shoot your motherfucking homeboy in the face type shit.
Stray's down for that for sure, but P stands for protest, and Mac Daddy's time is not to be wasted.
Get the fuck out of here!
Without a new speaker, they can't perform in another audition or get to that nebulous Vegas competition, so Stray says they should sneak into Mac's place and steal the medallion they saw in the Leprechaun statue in his office.
Kinda like Robin Hood. We're gonna be robbing in the hood.
But P stands for personal property rights and says he won't participate, especially when Stray starts talking firearms. But later on, when Stray and Butch are pumping themselves up to get her done, they're surprised to find Postmaster P joining them, just as soon as he can get to him. Maybe a dissolve would help. Yeah. Still taking a while. Try another one, I think. There we go, he got there. Yeah, you could do it, P. They bust into Mac Daddy's office, which in this light is most definitely a set in a film school, and they raid the place as Butch does some science nerd shit to the glass case with the left. Stray finds gold chains, P finds a handgun, and that's when Mac Daddy enters for some midnight oil burning business work. Butch's bomb goes off, and P ends up shooting Mac Daddy in the chest, turning this into a much bigger deal than just a robbery. Still, better follow through, I guess. They grab the medallion, and Post even grabs the flute from Mac Daddy's person. But right before they're in the clear, they hear a nasty leppy laugh coming from behind them.
And hand me gold, you thieving hoods. You got more loot than Tiger Woods.
Ooh, Lep. You're like an embarrassing drunkle. They shoot the nasty-looking Lep boy a whole bunch of times, because obviously, and then Butch drops the medallion on their way out the door. That's why they call him Butterfingers Butch. But Lep's able to pull himself together and rise up out of some smoke right as Mac Daddy recovers from the slug that was stopped by one of his gold chains. But when he sees that Lep's all thawed and pissed, he hightails it out of there. Mac Daddy goes to a nightclub and ducks into the bathroom, but by now everyone should know that's like the #2 place to run into leprechauns. After pawn shops, of course. And sure enough, right as he lights up a J to relax, Lep appears and is the kind of guy to immediately ask for a hit. Careful, Mac, you know he's probably gonna bogart it. Nah, instead Lep's like an art school freshman when he's high and just starts reciting poetry.
A friend with weed is a friend indeed, but a friend with gold is the best, I'm told.
He plays an old favorite and breaks off Mac's finger for his gold ring, then sends Mac away, telling him to go find his gold.
I'm gonna kill that little green motherfucker with my fucking finger.
On his way out, Lep gets into a fight with the bartender, and when the dude goes to hit him with a mic stand, Lep shocks the hell out of him with some poorly done green lightning streaks. They go on for a while, and finish by going into the dude's eyes, turning them green. The trio of pro-tags go back to Jackie D's, where they traded some of their stolen Lep gold for new sound equipment. But Post isn't interested in boring business deals. He's interested in that gold flute, which he blows into on a whim, only to find that it creates a magical sound that both alerts Lep remotely to its use and hypnotizes everyone around him. Or maybe they're just trying to figure out when he got that gold vape pen. The others snap out of the ruminations and they go to Chow's place in one of those scenes where they obviously couldn't shoot from the other angle since we never get a reverse shot of Chow. Which is a damn shame when he starts dancing. I want a close-up of that, dude.
Chow get down hard with his bad self.
I know you do, Chow. The same thing happens as before. The flute is blown and so is everyone's fucking minds. Wait, why is Lep in like a bar now? And who are those girls? And why are they sleeping with sunglasses on? That night, Lep visits Jackie D and tells him he wants his gold back. But the only gold Jackie D has given up comes from his line deliveries.
Well, I ain't buying no Halloween costumes, so you better just trick-or-treat your little ass on out of here.
Lep leaves without us ever getting a reverse shot because budget, but later Jackie D stops his car on his way home to find a woman he recognizes in the middle of the street.
Jackie C?
Yep, it looks like she wants that Jackie D. He starts feeling all over her Jackie T's and her Jackie B, and gets so damn excited about the thought of her Jackie V, he doesn't notice that she turns into a Leppy lady till he's already got a half chub. What would that be, a grind me fat boy? Weirdly though, that's not actually Leprechaun like these apparitions usually are, because he's inside like a trunk or something, and just listening to Jackie D getting killed out there, which is supremely lame. P stands for Peepin' Tom, as Post sits on a roof looking in on his own party. He's not proud of the means they took to achieve this wealth, even though Stray just says they gotta look to the future and think about how things will be different now. Besides, Post, you shouldn't even feel too guilty about that murder, because back from the grave is Mac Daddy Onassis, and he is pissed off. He yells at them to give him his flute, but when they deny knowing anything about it, he's done playing games. His fucked up finger gives them just enough time to jump down from the roof they're on top of and run away through the alley as Mac's bodyguard shoots at them. These three are seriously shook by getting shot at, so they plan to just lay low until their audition that'll get them to the fireworks factory. Vegas. Since Mac Daddy knows everyone, they seek shelter at Miss Fontaine's, a transgender character who is not handled great, unfortunately and unsurprisingly. She agrees to let them stay with her as long as they let her hang out at their rehearsal, which they do on Fontaine's back patio film set. Their practice is interrupted by a bottle-tossing Statler, or maybe Waldorf, but P stands for playing that flute, and the airy sounds win the naysayer over. Flute practice turns into a full-on performance with a big crowd of people, but again, hard not to notice that there are no shots from the opposite angle. Makes it real obvious that this is all a film set, and that behind that crowd is the film crew. Then Lep kills Chow. It seriously happens that fast. He just appears at his store and chokes him to death. The only thing halfway interesting about the kill is that Lep then apparently took the time to pickle Chow's body parts. But come on, Lep, you're looking for your gold. You can't be doing side hobbies like this. He gets to Miss Fontaine's place to collect his flute, but she takes a liking to him and leads him into her bedroom. This character's very unfortunate inclusion in this movie ends with the Leprechaun killing her in bed through unknown means. But you know what? Let's just go ahead and leave those unknown. Post and the others see the little Lep man in the apartment and hide from him in a different part of the film set as he angrily searches for his gold. Showing off his science nerd skills, Butch uses the chemicals from a douche and some KY jelly to create a combustible trap for the Leprechaun. Then Stray taunts Lep to come after them, and the trap actually works. That Lep goes up in flames in what's actually a kind of impressive, if super obvious, fire stunt. But I love watching people in stunt suits run around on fire, so no complaints here. The guys head to a church to find sanctuary from the leprechaun demon that afflicts them, and in the morning, they're woken up by Reverend Hanson, who says they can stay there if they agree to be the musical act for that day's sermon. So they get robed up as little choir boys and start trying to freestyle to the congregation. Despite Postmaster's earnest setup, Stray can't help but be profane.
Jesus loves me, this I know. If he don't, I'll find a
And these people are good, God-fearing Christians who don't need that devil speak in their ears, so they go to leave and start a letter-writing campaign, I'm sure. But P stands for preserving the faith, and he unleashes the power of the flute on all these people and gets their butts back in the pews. Hell, the flute even drags in Coolio off the streets.
Yo, that's Coolio.
So, here it goes. We've got a full-on rap performance up in this bitch. It's Run's house of God, and the people are loving it. Stray is awed by the power of the flute, but there's no time to be full of wonder, y'all, because they see out the window that Mac Daddy is here. The boys flee upstairs, where a Scooby-Doo-like physical gag reveals that the Leprechaun has also tracked them down. They try to flee once more, but Mac traps him in the hallway at gunpoint, and he's not about to believe Post when he tries to tell him that Leprechaun is right behind him. To really enter with a bang, Lep straight up blows a hole through Mac Daddy's bodyguard, which leaves me wondering who guards the bodyguard's body. Mac Daddy runs off, and the wholesome rap boys duck into Reverend Hanson's office. The Leprechaun torments them by, wait, what the fuck is he doing? Just scratching at the door like a dog wanting to go outside? What? Seriously, why is he doing this? Eventually, he starts trying to knock it down, but Post has an idea. See, he saw this in a movie once. It might have been called something like Leprechaun 2, maybe? But all you gotta do is use this big-ass safe and wait for the Lep to charge the door. And voila, it's a Lep in a box! With Lep locked up tight, the boys turn back to their music ambitions and try to record the flute's effects to tape, but it doesn't seem to work. I guess they're gonna have to be one of those bands that just sounds better live, like Fish. They leave for their audition, and hey Lep, how you even gonna get out of this one?
I summon you, me zombie fly girls.
I'm sorry, what? Yeah, I guess those chicks from that earlier shot of Lep are his quote-unquote zombie fly girls, and now one of them is here to seduce the Reverend, who gets real gross real fast.
My specialty is the gift of tongues.
But maybe keep that tongue in your mouth, Reverend, because that chick's got green eyes. And somehow that freed Lep from the safe and allowed him to shove his hand through Hanson's back to kill him. I mean, cool kill and all, but how'd he get out of that safe? The boys get to their audition and blow that flute, so in no time at all, it becomes another bumpin' concert. Shot from a single angle, of course. But hey, you know what? You can still make a cool music video with only 3 walls. Just gotta get them artsy shots, you know? Like the classic high-angle back of thigh shot. Got it! Spike Jonze would be proud. They head back to their dressing room, another shitty set, and are celebrating their success when the movie's only white character walks in. Dude's the stereotypical out-of-touch white guy as he tells them he's from a big-time record company.
Guilty as charged, homeboy.
Furthermore, he says they've made the finals at the Vegas fireworks competition because their music is so dope.
The kids are down with it.
Good work, guys, but don't celebrate too hard because that set's walls aren't that yep, shit, see, you went too high with it, man. Look right there, it's the top of that set's walls. You can literally see right over them and into another room. Damn, this movie's poor. At least production could afford 3 tight gold dresses for the zombie fly girls, who stroll into the dressing room and show off their emerald eyes. Lep comes in after them and kindly asks for his flute. When Stray responds with a gun, Lep takes over his motor functions and forces him to shoot around in the air. Then there's a legitimately tense scene where Lep puts the gun to Butch's head and demands the flute, but Post still kinda hesitates to hand it over. It's really rare for a late sequel slasher to have protagonists that you root for more than the franchise's villain, but that's definitely the case here. These 3 dudes are all super real, and we don't want to see any of them die. So it's a huge relief when Post finally comes to his senses and hands over the flute. Lep relinquishes his magic and lowers the gun from Butch's head, and on his way out taunts how they'll never be stars. But that makes P stand for poorly thought out actions, and Post attacks him. Lep holds him off with magic and makes P stand for punishment as he turns the gun in Stray's hand back around and puts it straight up to his chin. The scene then cuts to black, and yeah man, Lep made Stray shoot himself, since the next scene shows Post putting Stray's body in an abandoned vehicle. Like I said, this death actually has some emotional weight to it, and it's played with appropriate pathos. Butch laments to Post that it's all over and leaves, but Post doesn't seem content to let Stray have died for nothing. But maybe he didn't die, Post, because open that door, dude. It's Stray, and he's ready to party, dog.
We going to Vegas, man. We gonna be
Nah, that's just a dream. Stray is still dead. And dude, Post is fucking ripped. When did that happen? P stands for pectoralis, son. He opens the door to find Butch wearing some stupid light-up glasses. Butch is there with some new knowledge from a Leprechauns for Dummies book. He has a plan that involves a callback to the original.
This weed got clovers in it, 4-leaf clovers.
Butch says there's an easy way to get close to Lep. All they've got to do is cross-dress. There's a surprisingly lengthy montage of Butch and Post getting done up in their best drag attire, and it's got a strangely sincere tone to it with the music and clips it uses. It really seems like they're having a good time there. But wearing makeup isn't the only transformation Post is going through, because it looks like P stands for packing.
Ain't nothing but a hip-hop thing.
They meet up with the zombie fly girls and smoke them down with the 4-leaf clover weed, which breaks their spell, but not before they awkwardly recite the Lep's infamous rap song.
Lep in the hood.
Come to do no good.
Lep in the hood. Come to do no good.
Post and Butch take an elevator to what has to be the single worst looking location in this movie, and that includes the room where we saw over the set's wall. Cause I mean, look at this place. It's the backstage of a fucking theater where they store the lighting equipment and backdrops. This is straight up embarrassing, man. Post gets up close to the Lep and gets him to smoke the weed, and then I'm pretty sure Lep makes a limerick about his Lep dick.
Sit down, my healthy filly. You're about to meet a club named Billy.
Gross. He tries to move Post's hand to his lep lap, but the weed kicks in and the little guy zonks out in the nick of time. Post grabs the flute and clacks away on his heels. But not so fast, you two, because there be gunshots in the air courtesy of Mac Daddy. Oh shit, and Butch got shot? Damn, man, that pretty much came out of nowhere. But I guess if they're gonna kill Stray, there's no reason to believe that Butch would make it out of this alive. That's a shame, dude. He never even got to meet Liam Neeson. Now P stands for proportional punishment, because even after Mac says he's got the only thing that can defeat the Leprechaun, Post shoots Mac 3 times like he did Butch. Once in the shoulder, then the gut, then in the, just general torso area. Lep comes downstairs and knocks Post on his ass against a pole. Ooh, remember that you're in a dress there, dude. Maybe just, close your... No? Alright. While Post is airing out, Mac Daddy gets back up and takes a chair to Lep's head. Baga! That just pisses Lep off, though, and he does another magic bullet straight into Mac's gut, blowing him apart and finally killing him once and for all. When Mac went down, he happened to toss the medallion into the air, and once again, it conveniently comes down at the perfect trajectory to snare the little Lep shit. Or at least we assume that's what happens when the screen goes black and we hear Lep scream. Cut to a bump and bar where Postmaster P is giving a very smoky performance of the same 4 fucking lines over and over. Seriously, the song is so repetitive, it sounds like it's by Fatboy Slim. The movie ends with Post taking off his glasses to reveal some zombie fly boy eyes, because it looks like he's got a new manager.
I taught him everything he knows. Oh, yeah.
Okay, and that's the end of the movie. No, for real, we don't need to show this last little tidbit.
I come from the land of the Irish
Okay,
Spring.
fine.
Dublin's the place where I learned my thing. From the Emerald Isle to your place in the hood, I'm the man of green, come to do no good.
Yep, it's Lep in the Hood, come to do no good. An awful song that Leppy Boy performs as he hypnotizes the zombie fly girls. This definitely leads me to believe that this scene was supposed to take place earlier in the movie and that they moved it for some reason. Not sure why exactly, but maybe it's because Warwick Davis and these fly girls can't even sing the chorus in unison or on beat.
Lep in the hood, come to do no good. Lep in the hood, come to do no good.
Then the zombie fly girls just do some weird looking dance moves over the credits. Man, there's no way those girls got paid enough for this. There, we went to the hood. Was it everything you hoped it would be? Let's see if the numbers stack up and get to them. Lucy will help me. Lucy the cat come to do no good. Lucy the cat come to do no good. 10 people died in Leprechaun in the Hood, again, slightly surpassing the prior movie. The victims consisted of 1 woman and 9 men, and don't be a dick in the comments about that, alright? With a runtime of 91 minutes, that comes out to a kill on average every 9.1 minutes. I'll give the golden chainsaw for coolest kill to Mac Daddy's bodyguard. Most of these deaths were underwhelming, so I guess I'll go with the hole through the torso. At the very least, it's a pretty fun sight gag. Dull machete for lamest kill definitely goes to Jackie D, who you just hear yelling while Lep listens from some weird little trunk space that comes out of nowhere. And that's it. Leprechaun in the Hood was released to video in 2000, and would get its own little sequel 3 years later when Leprechaun went back to the Hood. We'll look at that on Monday, but until then, I'm James A. Janice. This has been The Kill Count. Thanks a lot for watching today's Kill Count. If you didn't know, we now have Final Girl t-shirts available at deadmeatstore.com. Also, if you didn't see, we're now releasing the Dead Meat podcast in video form on the channel every week. That's every Tuesday, just look for it. New episodes, me and Chelsea, and sometimes Lucy. Lucy the cat come to do no good. Lucy the cat come to do no good. Be good kitties.